Some pastors are saying that the vaccine, right, is the mark of the beast. What are my personal thoughts? If it got to a point where they were basically saying this is compulsory worldwide, right? I know I've heard of some things recently going on in Israel where they're basically trying to make it very difficult, and they're basically trying to isolate certain people who are not taking different vaccines, etc. Right? So whether something's happening in a small isolated area, that's one thing. But from my kind of view, as it stands in regards to Revelation and what it kind of talks about in regards to the mark of the beast, it is a global situation, just like it was in the days of Daniel, when King Nebuchadnezzar reared up this golden image and said everyone has to worship, right? That is what it will be synonymous with. The mark will be a mark which everyone has to take and will willingly take it. It won't be like a deception or anything along those lines. So if someone is now like, look, you know what, taking this vaccine is the mark, I wouldn't co-sign with that. It doesn't mean it couldn't turn into a situation like this, right? We don't obviously know how close we are to the end, right? We've been saying it's the last days, the end times for 2,000 years, right? And it's ultimately a window when you think about the last days. So I would just basically just say, as it stands right now, as long as there is no some compulsion, right? I wouldn't consider it to be anywhere near the mark. You always have like feelers, right? They'll test certain things, and we're clearly moving closer and closer to what Revelation kind of talks about in certain aspects. But if it got to the point where it was just widespread, everyone, you know what, you have to take this, and you if you don't take this, you can't travel, you can't buy, you can't sell, etc. And this is an act of worship to the beast, right? If it got to that point, then yeah, potentially, right? I'd say, you know what, this actually could be, etc. But it's not at that particular point yet on a global scale, so I wouldn't consider it the mark of the beast or anything close. Another thing as well is, which kind of links into this whole compulsion or free will to kind of choose, we obviously have a decision. The whole world basically has a decision. Some people are being pressured in certain vocations, in certain places, like I mentioned, but we still have a decision. We have a decision to say, look, we'll take it. We have a decision where we can say we will not take it, right? So right now, to kind of tie this question off in regards to, do I think the vaccine is the mark? One thing I will say is, obviously, like I've advised previously, just use wisdom when it comes to this particular scenario, right? I know some people are extremely fearful and are allowing the media to kind of get the best of them. But one thing I'll say is, you have to use wisdom at all times as a Christian, especially more and more as we get closer to the end. And obviously, don't just make a decision based off fear. The Bible talks about in Timothy, we haven't got the spirit of fear, right? We've got the spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind.